All right, today we're doing Route 58 to Eden's Crossing. This, by the way, is Route 58, dirt road. But at least it's a smooth dirt road. Should be about 10 miles. Big climb up, big climb down, small climbs in between. So typical terrain for the last few days.
Yeah.
This one's not quite as tricky as some, but rocky, rooty, slippery. Certainly good challenge up here. Yesterday, my app, at the end of it, gave me a breakdown of what we did and said 47% of what we did was uphill, 42% was downhill, and 11% was flat. So that's probably reasonably accurate, although nothing's really flat, but this is flat right here. And that's been, I would say, typical of the first couple days. And seems like today is going to follow in suit. So, not surprising, it's kind of slow going, especially one-handed, so I'm going to put this away so I can get up here. So one thing I didn't mention about the trail is when you do get flat sections, there's a really good chance it's mud like this. This isn't too bad. Somebody was nice enough to step in that, so I know not to step there, but it looks like it's pretty clear up there. And indeed it is. And back to this stuff. Trail erosion. I'll talk about that in an upcoming episode. So one thing I didn't mention about the trail is when you do get flat sections, there's a really good chance it's mud like this. This isn't too bad. Somebody was nice enough to step in that, so I know not to step there, but it looks like it's pretty clear up there. And indeed it is. And back to this stuff. Trail erosion. I'll talk about that in an upcoming episode. Alright, here's my start of trail erosion. It's another muddy section. So often I would think, why would they run the trail this way? And primarily then you realize when they first put the trail in, it was nothing like this. It was probably, might be the height of the sides here. It just got worn out over time. This happens to be a soft spot where there's still some soil underneath it, water pools here, and then it gets muddy. And it probably was just right in the middle, and then people wanted to avoid the mud, so they start going on either side, and it gets wider and wider, and they're now way over here, so it'll keep getting wider. And there's even a side trail around it over here, so eventually this will be a big mud puddle. Stay tuned, we'll talk about this some more. So here's an example. It's not muddy here, or not as muddy. There's a little bit on either end, but you can see how there's actually, oh, it's probably down about 3 or 4 inches from what the height of the moss and stuff on either side is. So the trail just gets worn down over time, and you start to expose roots and rocks. Like up here, probably when they first put it in, maybe this one rock here was a little bit above it, but everything else was buried. But now the rocks are exposed. And eventually, when we get to one of those real fun up or down sections, you can see how it just really makes those so much more difficult than they originally were. So a short side trail to Haystack Mountain, and the view, that's J Peak and Big J in the fog. So it's probably good we're not up there today. That would be disappointing. Although it'll probably clear later, but maybe not. And then, pretty sure every single one of those other mountains that you see, we climbed over yesterday. Or today. I think this one right in front of us we did this morning. So, yes, this is northbound. Real hazy out there. Same spot, top of Haystack, just a southerly view this time. You probably can't see it, but there's another ridge line over there that's got windmills all over it. Yeah, you can almost make it out. Again, hazy day, it's a little tough. So I have no idea exactly which direction we're going. I would not be surprised if it's over that big one. But there's something over there too, and we still got a ways to go, so we might go with that one. Or in the background there's some other ones, so whatever, there's climbing to do. But that's what we're here for. So back to my series on trail erosion. Here's the type of thing you get when you get the downhills. So at some point it was probably level here, and it's pretty deep and it's rocky at the bottom, and you get the downhill. When it rains, the water just washes all the dirt away, and you even get a bunch of rocks down at the bottom as it pushes everything down here. So, and sometimes this is probably 1.5 feet deep. Sometimes they get a lot deeper than that, where you have to climb down into them and then work your way. So anyway, we'll see. Maybe there'll be more to this series, maybe not. All right, one more in the series. Here's a section, and again, you can't tell. It's probably, I don't know, at least a 30-degree angle, and there is enough rocks and stuff sticking out on the side. You could probably make it up or down it. I'd go up it, but I don't know if I'd go down it. So now we have this new trail forming over here. So another 10 years, this side will look like this side, but this gives you a sense of, this is what it did look like. This is what it's like now. And there's certainly no way they could tell that there was slab like this underneath there. So, you know, sometimes some areas you see things like rungs or steps put in it, or a ladder so that you can get up it. But it looks like in this case they're just going to allow this side trail to form until they have to deal with it. So here's a really good erosion example. The trail was probably put in here. This stream may or may not have been here at the time. Probably was close to the stream. But then you get to where we are, and they've merged. So now you're walking in the stream, just for a short section here, but The trail might have gone over there, but now people are going off to the side here. Bit hazy today. It's quite a mining operation. Okay, ended our day. It was a long day. Came out of the woods over here. This will be, whenever we pick this up, this is where we're going to go. Either we'll end here or start here, depending on which way we're going. And head to the right.